everybody, Erica Sturwin here, and I'm going to take a minute today to show you how to make these cute little treat boxes. You might have seen this on my Facebook Live in April, but I wanted to re-record it for you so you had a clean, quick video in case you wanted to make them. Let me show you first what's inside. These are the Little Debbie Mother's Day lemon cakes, and I have taste tested them, and I can tell you they are very, very good. Little Debbie actually has a great thing on their website called a snack finder. So if you're looking for those specifically, go over to Little Debbie and type in lemon cakes and it'll tell you what stores in your area have these. So I'm not using them for Mother's Day like it says on the box. I think they're just a great springtime treat. I'm also going to be using the Watercolor Wing stamp set that is retiring at the end of May 2018. So hopefully you have snagged this up before it is gone. All right, let's get started. Let's make the box first. You're gonna need a piece of Daffodil Delight that measures 5.5 and 6.5. And we're gonna score, first we're gonna score the long side at 1 inch, and then we're gonna score the short side at 1.5, 2.5, 4, and 5. Now, I went through that really quickly. Don't worry. If you're watching this on YouTube, I've linked you back to my original Facebook Friday post where I have a PDF that has all the measurements and the products listed so that you know exactly what you need. Now, we're going to take the little, I call it a little doodad. It's one of the little stamps from the Watercolor Wings set and Daffodil Delight ink. And I'm just going to add some interest to our box so that it's not just a boring yellow box. With these cute little polka dots, we'll have some texture and it'll just take our project up just a little bit. All right, now we're going to cut off first this little rectangle here in the corner. He's gone, we don't need him. Now let's cut these up to the score line. These are going to make the bottom of your box. All right, so fold them all in. If you have a bone folder, you can use that. Or if you're like me, you just use your fingers real quick because you don't know where your bone folder is. All right, let's put some adhesive right here along this long tab. And I'm gonna fold it actually in half and you'll see it lines up perfectly. And there, now you can see that's the shape of our box. So I'm gonna fold in these smaller tabs and put a little adhesive on that tab, fold it up, turn it over, put a little adhesive on that tab, and fold it up, and there's our box. Easy peasy. Now take your 1 1/8 inch handheld circle punch, and we're gonna punch 2 little circles there. I'm gonna take some Daffodil Delight ribbon, and before I put it in, I actually need to put my treat in. So let's slide it in. Look how perfectly it fits. Don't you love that? All right, so now I'm gonna take and I'm gonna feed this ribbon through here, and that hole is kind of little, so I'm just gonna take my paper piercer and get it to go in. Being a little bit stubborn today. Well, let's try it at an angle. I think that might be better. There we go. We can thread it through. That'll be easier. Oh, yes. Should have done that from the beginning. So if you cut that ribbon at an angle, you can just thread it through. And we'll cut some of that off. And we're just going to close it up here with a bow. And I'm just going to kind of squeeze it a little. So it's pinched just a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit. All right, cut those off at an angle so that it looks nice. And there is your box. Done. Easy. Now let's do the butterfly. All right, I'm going to use my Stamparatus. And the Stamparatus, if you have not heard, was available in a pre-order in December. It will be available again on June the 1st in our new annual catalog. All right, so I'm going to use 3 different butterflies here, and I like to start with the one that's going to be the darkest, which is this one right here. And I'm going to set it here on my paper, and I'm going to close over my hinge, and I'm going to pick it up. Now, you notice I put my paper here in the corner. When I do that, I don't necessarily need to use the magnet because if it comes up, I know that it just goes right back there in the corner. And I will tell you that sometimes the photopolymer stamps are sticky and they will pick your paper up. So it's best to put it in that corner. That way, if that happens, you'll know exactly where it goes. As you can see, mine has been used a ton, so it's not sticky anymore. All right, Marina Mist is the ink that I'm using, and Marina Mist is retiring at the end of May also, along with this beautiful stamp set. So if you like this blue, make sure, there we go. Well, it picked it up a little bit, didn't it? Make sure that you get your ink pads, your cardstock, and that ink pad refill too. You don't want to run out of that. Now the beauty of the stamp apparatus is that it has two sides and it just pops right out, so I can just lay this down here and put my next stamp, which I'm going to do this one. And let's see if I can get that lined up perfectly like that. Squeeze it down on that plate, put the paper back down, and ink it up. When you're using your large ink pads like this, make sure you're careful not to get too much ink around on the plate. Ask me how I know about that. The spots are great for using. Look at that, perfect placement. All right, now I'm gonna take that plate off. I'm not gonna take time to stop and peel those off and clean them because I might need to make a bunch of these, right? And this way I can just do this over and over again. All right, here's the last one, lining it up. I can see it because it's clean and it's clear. And I'm gonna squeeze that on, put that paper back down. I said my stamps weren't sticky anymore, but look, they are a little bit sticky. These ones that are more solid definitely stay sticky. All right, and let's see the moment of truth. Aha, beautiful. All right, so we can move the stamp apparatus out of the way, and we need our big shot. The matching framelits for this stamp set are called, oh, you know what, we need to do the little body first. Let's do that. The matching framelits are called Bold Butterflies, and at the time that I filmed this video, they were not sold out quite yet. So grab them up if they're still available because they're great. Now, one thing I want to point out, you can see that my butterfly here is darker. That's because that third stamp, instead of stamping it on here first, I actually stamped it on scratch paper so that it would be lighter. So that's the difference here. I didn't remember to do that, but I think it still looks okay. If you want that third layer to be lighter, stamp it on a piece of scratch paper first, open up your stamp apparatus, and then stamp it on your butterfly. And it will give you that lighter look in the background. All right, so we'll line our framelit up perfectly using our magnetic platform and run it through, and let's see. Oh, don't you love it? Perfect. All right, now before we move this big shot out of the way, let's cut the second framelit. I am using this one. Now this is a more intricate framelit, so I'm actually going to put my precision base plate down because this will give us more pressure to get into all those tiny little grooves there. All right, so lay it down, run it through. And I like to go twice for good measure with these intricate dies. And then you can flip it over and look. Oh yeah, you can already see that was cut beautifully. No need to run it through again. So let's move that guy out of the way. And if you have the die brush, that makes getting all these out a cinch. Easy peasy. All right, let's see if we can get him out. I love cutting vellum. It cuts beautifully. Let's see, I'm going to stick very carefully, stick that in there so I can get my nails under there and pull it. It does rip easily, so be careful when you're pulling it out. All right, there we go. Now we can just take a glue dot, or your fine tip glue pen would work too, and just stick it right there in the middle. Now I want to show you what I did here with the sentiment. The sentiment is from this set. Here it is. You can see, and it's straight, but I wanted it to fit on this banner. The first time I did it, I made it go up, and the second time I did it, I made it go down. So let me show you how I do this. Here's the duet banner, and this is the one that I want to use. So I'm going to punch it first, okay? And we're going to use this as a template. And I'm going to take this template, and I'm going to lay it on my block, and I'm going to take this photopolymer stamp. Let's see, I want it to go up, so I'm going to do it this way. I liked it up. It was like a smile. And the thing about the photopolymers is that they are, you know, moldable. You can really, as you put them on your block, you can kind of bend them. Now mine, actually, it needs to be cleaned. It's kind of lost its sticky. I like to take my photopolymers and give them a bath. What do you guys think? Oops, see how it slipped? I like to take them and give them a little bath. That makes them regain their sticky. All right, I think that's good. One more try. Okay, let's do it quickly before it pops off. And it only is popping off because I have dirty stamps. I'm really bad about dirty stamps. All right, so let's stamp it real quick. And you know what? You could even, since we've already punched this, let's just do it here. And it's photopolymer, and we can see it. And stamp it. Voila! Perfect. A great way to get a little more use out of your photopolymer stamps. You can bend them to your will, however you want them to be. And there we have it. And you guys, we are almost done with this cute little project. Now I have 3 of these. I'm going to send them to school with the kids for a little pick-me-up, because you know those teachers are running ragged this time of year, and they could use a little pick-me-up. All right, you guys, thanks so much. I hope you enjoyed this project. Get that stamp set and that Marina Mist before it retires. Have a wonderful day. Let me know if you have questions. Bye-bye.